My name is Algimantas. I live in East European country, a small country, Lithuania. It's at the Baltic Sea. Its population is less than 3 million. I train spiritual teachers. I set up a living religion, the religion of Creator, the Paradise Trinity, I am. Creator is made up of 4 personalities, 3 sources and centers of the Paradise Trinity and the Aggregate Divinity, I am. Written, all characters capital. So I conduct the worship of Creator service. Right now I'm after this living service. I present spiritual teachings both in Lithuanian and English. In Lithuanian I usually give them during the living communion in the temple, at the living collective spiritual communion with Creator. While in English, anywhere, outdoors, indoors, where I like the environment. This is the second biggest city, Kaunas. I moved into this city a year and a half ago from the capital city of Vilnius. So right now I would like to touch upon what is spirituality, because people quite often confuse spirituality to what is not spirituality whatever. Quite many people understand that spirituality connected with some sort of religion, philosophy, or it might be even some poetic expressions that expand one's imagination. That's not real, something what is different. But in the nutshell, spirituality is reality. It is impossible to have spirituality without reality. Quite many people live in illusion, not in reality, because they focus their mind, their thinking on pursuing different material interests. Let's say one's career, one's well-being at home in a material sense, one's family, and they are satisfied with what they have already achieved, and they desire something more. And this they consider to be a meaningful living. But this is not reality. Reality is what is coming out of the source and center of reality. And what is the source and center of reality? It's Creator. It's the very same Creator made up of 4 personalities, the Paradise Trinity and I am. Evolution. This is the design of and by Creator. And this is reality. What is evolution? Just development. Development of, say, material universe, as well as those who live within this material universe. Different spirits, souls, and human beings. I call them mortals because they have to undergo transformation, passing away in this material vehicle, in this body, and then being resurrected in a much higher energy vibration form, which is called a Marontia form. It's a new word to humanity, Merontia, that is the soul identity development form. And depending upon our personality, spiritual consciousness, spiritual identity, the form also should correspond it, should match our own inner contents. This is reality. Because Creator has designed evolution to make the whole of creation ever developing in reality by spiritual approach. Because Creator himself is the source and center of spirit. He is also a spiritual personality. Therefore, our inner self is also spiritual. It's eternal spirit. Our outer form, which we usually call the human body, it's a very temporary vehicle for this planet, for this initial planet on our way to paradise. And paradise is in the very middle of the whole of creation. And it is the dwelling abode of Creator himself, the focus of all energy vibrations. So the only place that does not experience evolution, development, is this very abode of Creator, paradise. And Creator has bestowed upon each of us on this planet our destiny to reach Him on paradise, in His very dwelling abode. So this is our destiny. And for the whole of humanity, this is reality. And it's, well, not important what other people might consider. What is reality? What is spirituality? And what is not? It's Creator who has designed evolution. And this is already reality and spirituality. Because, like I mentioned before, He is the source and center of the spirit. Therefore, all material reality is based on spirituality, is based on the spirit. We have our mind, which is controlled by our material brain. Mind is not this very material brain. Mind is our mode of thinking. It's abstract. But if we say good word that pleases us, so of course our inner self is being heightened, elevated, and we feel within ourselves, we feel elevation. It's not imaginary, it's real, it's reality. But if we are being, say, offended by someone, we begin to feel downcast. It's already our emotion. It's not reality, even though it is being experienced by our material brain. But this is our emotion that does not correspond to what Creator has designed as our evolutionary growth for our spiritual personality identity. Creator has no vices. He has only virtues, eternal virtues like love, mercy, justice, goodness, beauty, wisdom, cosmic insight. He has no any of the vices like hatred, anger, aggression, selfishness, nearsightedness, and desire to exploit others, accumulate material wealth at the cost of other brethren. So the covetousness, greediness is not characteristic of Creator. All these vices are actually of our material mind. We have not yet opened up our spiritual, divine, and bright side of the mind that has been bestowed by Creator. And this is a spiritual mind, divine mind, which is not, well, operating yet. There might be some gaps when you begin to feel some emotional, impulse, energy impulse. You want to do something good to somebody. You all of a sudden begin to feel the thrust of love energy within, but it passes away very, very quickly. So all these, some blinks of character qualities of Creator, they are real and spiritual, but like I've just mentioned, they are fading away. They are vanishing very quickly, right? Simply within a blink of an eye. So again, we carry on living in illusion. Every day, from morning till night, from night till morning, illusion is dominating our material mind. And since we have no spiritual teachers on the whole of the world, nobody can teach them that there is a big difference between what people consider to be spiritual and what is spiritual in reality. So I started training spiritual teachers as I represent Creator on and to this planet. I've been conferred this sort of mission to train spiritual teachers by Creator Himself, by the four personalities like I've just told you before. The Paradise Trinity, three sources and centers, and the Aggregate Deity, I am, written in capital characters. So I am Creator's ambassador and apostle of our Creator Son, currently Master Creator Son, who has bestowed Himself upon this world and upon the whole of His local universe, which is named as Nebadon. 2,000 years ago, in this planet, as Jesus of Nazareth. So I'm His apostle. So that's why I've been trained by Creator. I've been trained by Creator, and what I'm telling you now, like what is spirituality? It's what I'm receiving from Creator. These teachings I spread to my brethren because I want to enlighten their mind, just to help them open up their spiritual side of their mind, rather than carry on living at the dominance of their material mind, which has the animal origin, not the divine origin. As a contrast, the origin of the divine mind of our personality. So In a word, spirituality is what is coming out of Creator and what is directed by our mind, by our decisions, by our implementation of these decisions towards Creator. So this is spirituality. You may even drive a car, and this very, well, sequence of different actions by your material body becoming spiritually motivated by our spiritual personality of mind. And all this process of going along a highway turns into a really spiritual process, even it is being performed by our material body. Within our material car and by the material car, on the material road, on this material world. But as a whole, this episode is directed to Creator. Even though you are coming from one point to another point, which are material, but the motivation of your mind is spiritual. You want to go not simply without any purpose. You want that this driving would be performed with Creator. That Creator Himself would drive the car while you would be only keeping your hands on the steering wheel of the car. And this is spirituality. This is the manifestation of evolution. The manifestation of what Creator has designed to you in particular. That you would perform this material act in a spiritual mode of your consciousness. That you would feel this state, spiritual state of your consciousness. So once your consciousness is directed to Creator, all of a sudden you have that deep cosmic insight that everywhere around you begin to find the traces of Creator's manifestation. And all this becomes already spirituality. The manifestation of spirituality on the material plane. So that's to make a sort of conclusion. If you discover Creator within, by your heart, you will begin gradually developing a deeper communion with Creator directly. You will begin to feel His leading from within, ever stronger. And this will begin to give you an enormous satisfaction. You will relish in this sort of cooperation with Creator. You will really come to an understanding that you are a co-creator with Creator Himself. You are the son or the daughter of Creator. So this is spiritual. This is spirituality. Even though you are still in this material form, in this material human body, but you are surpassing what this body in framing. Your personality is spiritual. So you are, as a spirit, you are surpassing this in framing. You are growing by your cosmic insight far beyond the limits even of this planet. This is spirituality. So do not look for spirituality anywhere else but within yourselves, to discover Creator within, so that you would establish a real spiritual communion with Creator Himself. And the moment shall arrive when you are born of the Spirit, and all your vices shall fade away just momentarily, and your virtues that have been implanted by Creator within your personality as potentials begin gradually to give a bud, and this bud will disclose itself in beauty by an ever and ever expanding character traits of Creator, but within your own individual, original personality. And this is spirituality. This is spiritual. Therefore, stay with Creator in your heart, within your heart, and you will experience what I've just told you. It's reality, and it's a true spirituality, and you shall give evidence to my words. I'm embracing you in my spiritual embrace, even though I'm using my material hands, but I'm embracing all of you as spiritual personalities, myself being also a spiritual personality, the Son of Creator, the Paradise Trinity I am. Amen.